joining this episode of Coffee with CallTower. I'm Madison Doner, a partner marketing strategist, and today I have our team member Antoinette joining us. Hi, Antoinette. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. Can you tell those listening kind of your role at CallTower and what we'll be talking a little bit about today?
Absolutely. My role at CallTower is I manage our enterprise implementation team. I've been with CallTower for a little over 8 years, and I've been in the industry a little over 30.
Awesome. Well, a lot of experience, and we're so happy to have you join us because one main thing that our partners relay to our customers is about our migration strategy, and we hear such great things about from our customers about our approach, which we like to call our crawl, walk, run, fly approach. So, can you share your experience with our migration strategy and why you think it's effective for a lot of customers?
Absolutely. So my take is on it, it just makes sense. I think that migrating can be super overwhelming, and most companies, especially if you try to do it all at once, the phased approach that we allow customers to do kind of lets team members ease into it, build confidence, grow as the needs evolve. I think it's more sustainable and honestly, really way less stressful.
Absolutely. And you said one thing right there, how it differs from other traditional cloud migration methods. Can you go a little bit further into, what makes us stand out when it comes out to this approach and our, implementation team, migration strategy as a whole?
Yeah, I think that traditionally it's like a big bang. Let's just rip the band-aid off and move them all over at once and then just figure everything out later. But that really can cause a lot of disruption. And with the crawl, walk, run, fly method, it allows people to kind of take things at their own pace and get comfortable and show proven success and make sure that their staff is aligned, that they're ready for it. And you get more buy-in that way. People come to work and they're used to doing certain things a certain way, and switching tools or processes can be extremely challenging and disruptive. And so, if you have the ability to start out small and show proven success, I think the end goal is much more sustainable and gives the people the ability, customers the ability to have that success look to their team members in a way that we want to do this. This is a good thing. They're not digging their heels in, wanting to, stick with their same system.
Absolutely. And can you briefly kind of just walk us through, explain, each phase of the, crawl, walk, run, fly entails?
Sure. So crawl, it's basically, beginning steps. It's about the planning, figuring out, roles, responsibilities, challenges that we may face. And then walking is kind of when you start making the moves and usually implementing lower risk teams, something that we have a lot of control over, and sometimes even getting staff members that are going to be able to relay to others that, hey, this is a good thing. This is, we want to do this. Some of those key folks on customer staff. Running is when things really start scaling. You've proven success, you have buy-in, you have a cadence, and you're able to move more at a larger scale if needed. And flying,
Absolutely.
yeah, and flying, that's really where it's really a good place to be, in the sense where you see this opening up, you see their eyes up, you see that they have confidence in the system. We have maybe multiple teams on, the platform moved over, and it's where you have proven that what we have been doing prior is working, it's successful. And if we need to scale back, we can. If we need to put full throttle, we can do that as well, because you've already built that foundation of success.
And I think that's great for, companies to have that flexibility that we give them.
Yep.
Because again, like you said, it's very difficult to just, people are used to things. It's hard for change to come into play sometimes. So this
Hmm.
is a great approach. Do you have any, real world examples or success stories of folks and, maybe some verticals of businesses that have leveraged this migration approach?
Of course, yeah, we do this often, and one that comes to mind is, we have a lot of customers that have systems like, for instance, a city or a utility that you have emergency services like fire and police, and you have to be very careful with those types of environments because it's impacting. And so, we're able to take a small section and kind of piece it out, show success, and then scale beyond. But in my mind, it's, every business is important, but those critical lines that impact thousands of people and in emergency situations, those are the ones that you have to take a step back and make sure that you are doing it in a fashion that is going to not be negatively impacted to the community.
And I think that, if you're a customer listening or if you're a partner listening, I think that's a great, use case to present either to your, IT team, if you're a customer, or partners if you're, trying to convince your customer. And then just a final question for you. What advice would you give to IT leaders or decision makers when it comes to cloud migration, but they might be unsure of where to start?
I definitely would start with knowing what you have, right? Knowing what you have existing, knowing what works, what are your key departments, and then being open-minded to having change. Changing platforms, is a big deal. And if you don't have buy-in and you can't present it to your teams in a way that shows that this is a good choice, then it becomes difficult. So I think that starting out in having that foundation of roles, responsibilities, and making sure that everybody is on the same page of where we're starting and where our end goal is.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Antoinette, so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and if you are a customer or a partner listening and you found this episode interesting, be sure to subscribe and feel free to reach out if this might sound like an approach that you want to apply to your team. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.